John Proxy on channel John West. I'm having a witness adventure. This is The Witness, and I finished the game a few videos ago. In fact, not only did I do that, I did some off-screen work because I got lost. I had a big old rant about it at the start of the last episode, which makes it even funnier that what I was doing was in fact not what I needed to be doing at all. So I'm making my way up the mountain. That's a mountain, John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I'm just going to make doubly sure. I just want to check something, because I've been looking for this 11th laser, right? If you've been paying attention to my videos, you should know that's what I've been doing for a while. And what you might not know is I spent an hour just looking for stuff, seeing if there's anything new. And then I spent half an hour. I recorded that, by the way, and then deleted the video. Then I spent half an hour investigating triangles, which I still haven't shown you yet. Oh well, because I deleted it. That was half an hour, and that wasn't a bad video actually. But it wasn't the challenge, which is what I was looking for. But I decided I was getting a bit frustrated again, but I was calm. I wasn't whiny like the start of last episode, because that was just at the end of me just not having anything to do for ages. I was really annoyed. I just want to count these a minute. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Yes, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been a goddamn idiot. That's what I've been doing. I've been very, very stupid, and I've been looking for an 11th laser when I've had 11 lasers for bloody ages. And what I didn't do was this. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that very, very easy? And it's that. I don't know. I did not find that, by the way. I looked it up. I cheated. Because if you see here, there are 7. You need 7 to get in. And I knew that. I guessed that way early when I only had 4. But yes. Never at any point did I look at that from underneath. So if I did at any point, I would have known. Oh, there's 11. And I wouldn't have been stuck for so long, would I? So what does that do? I legitimately have no idea what's going to go on now. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and it's kind of annoying because I've heard this twice, because I picked this up on both the deleted videos, and of course they're deleted videos, so it means you've not heard this. And it's quite good the first time round, but it's quite long. I've got to find it now. There it is.
Up there, you go around every hour and a half, time after time after time. You wake up usually in the mornings, and just the way that the track of your orbits go, you wake up over the Mideast, over North Africa. As you eat breakfast, you look out the window as you're going past, and there's the Mediterranean area, and Greece, and Rome, and North Africa, and the Sinai, the whole area. And you realize that in one glance, that what you're seeing is what was the whole history of man for years, the cradle of civilization. And you go around down across North Africa and out over the Indian Ocean, and look up at that great subcontinent of India, pointed down toward you as you go past it, and sail on off to the side, Burma, Southeast Asia, out over the Philippines, and up across that monstrous Pacific Ocean. Vast body of water. You've never realized how big that is before. And you finally come up across the coast of California and look for those friendly things. Los Angeles and Phoenix, and on across El Paso. And there's Houston. There's home. And you look, and sure enough, there's the Astrodome. And you identify with that, you know? It's an attachment. And down across New Orleans, and then looking down to the south, and there's the whole peninsula of Florida laid out. And all the hundreds of hours you spent flying across that route, down in the atmosphere, all that is friendly again. And you go out across the Atlantic Ocean and back across Africa. And you do it again, and again, and again. And that identity, that you identify with Houston, and then you identify with Los Angeles, and Phoenix, and New Orleans, and everything. And the next thing you recognize in yourself is you're identifying with North Africa. You look forward to that. You anticipate it. And there it is. That whole process begins to shift of what it is you identify with. When you go around it in an hour and a half, you begin to recognize that your identity is with that whole thing. And that makes a change. You look down there, and you can't imagine how many borders and boundaries you crossed again and again and again. And you don't even see it. At that wake-up scene, the Mid-East, you know there are hundreds of people killing each other over some imaginary line that you can't see. From where you see it, the thing is a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish you could take one from each side in hand and say, look at it from this perspective. Look at that. What's important? And so a little later on, your friend, again those same neighbors, another astronaut, the person next to you goes out to the moon. And now he looks back and sees the Earth not as something big where he can see the beautiful details, but he sees the Earth as a small thing out there. And now that contrast between that bright blue and white Christmas tree ornament and that black sky, that infinite universe, really comes through. The size of it, the significance of it, it becomes both things. It becomes so small and so fragile, and such a precious little spot in that universe that you can block it out with your thumb. And you realize that on that small spot, that little blue and white thing is everything that means anything to you. All of history and music and poetry and art and war and death and birth and love, tears, joy, games, all of it is on that little spot out there that you can cover with your thumb. And you realize that that perspective, that you've changed, that there's something new there. That relationship is no longer what it was. And then you look back on the time when you were outside on that EVA and those few moments that you had the time because the camera malfunctioned, that you had the time to think about what was happening. And you recall staring out there at the spectacle that went before your eyes. Because now, you're no longer inside something with a window looking out at a picture. But now you're out there, and what you've got around your head is a goldfish bowl, and there are no limits here. There are no frames. There are no boundaries. You're really out there, over it, floating, going 25,000 miles per hour, ripping through space, a vacuum, and there's not a sound. There's a silence, the depth of which you've never experienced before. And that silence contrasts so markedly with the scenery and the speed with which you know you're going. That contrast, the mix of those two things, really comes through. And you think about what you're experiencing and why. Do you deserve this? This fantastic experience?
I don't deserve this.
Have you earned this in some way? Are you separated out to be touched by God to have some special experience here that other men cannot have? You know the answer to that is no. There's nothing that you've done that deserves that earned that. It's not a special thing for you. You know very well at that moment, and it comes through to you so powerfully that you're the sensing element for man. You look down and see the surface of that globe that you've lived on all this time, and you know all those people down there. They are like you. They are you. And somehow you represent them when you are up there. A sensing element. That point out on the end. And that's a humbling feeling. It's a feeling that says you have a responsibility. It's not for yourself. The eye that doesn't see does not do justice to the body. That's why it's there. That's why you're out there. And somehow you recognize that you're a piece of this total life. You're out on that forefront and you have to bring that back somehow. And that becomes a rather special responsibility. It tells you something about your relationship with this thing we call life. And when you come back, there's a difference in that world now. There's a difference in that relationship between you and that planet, and you and all those other forms of life on that planet, because you've had that kind of experience. It's a difference, and it's so precious. And all through this, I've used the word you because it's not me. It's not Dave Scott. It's not Dick Gordon, Pete Conrad, John Glenn. It's you. It's us. It's we. It's life. It's had that experience. And it's not just my problem to integrate. It's not my challenge to integrate, my joy to integrate. It's yours. It's everybody's.
Right.
Russell Schweikart,
Oh, sorry.
1975.
I've heard that a couple of times before, as that's why I could walk away. This is new, and it's triangles. I don't know how to do triangles. This has been I'm so stuck on triangles. I've been taking pictures of the triangle puzzles. There, you can see right there. That's the triangle puzzle. Trying to figure out in my spare time what the triangle puzzles do. And I don't know. I've not, obviously, 3 triangles is new. But there are 5 that I've collected. I know at least one more. There's one more in the forest. There might be one more down here as well. But, I mean, I've got, some of them are at terrible angles. Like that. Because I was just saw screenshots and I was like, oh, go! My screenshots. I've not been looking on the internet. I don't want to cheat. Oh man, the game, anything but the puzzle I don't understand. And what I'm going to have to do now is go all the way. Oh, let's use this. Is either I have to sort of stop and figure out triangle puzzles or guess. But we can. I'll tell you what. I'll go through them. All right, this is going to be a learning process, apparently. Let's rub this out and say, right, I've got a picture here. Should be pretty easy to draw. They're all 3x3 apart from that one there. So I'll show you. So 1, 2. It goes like that. There's a line there. There's a line there. There's a line there. I need the red line as well, but we'll get there. So there's the puzzle. So you can see that's really crudely done. Oh, sorry, the start. Start is there, right? Now I'm going to put in the solution. Now, I guessed the solution because you can guess all the solutions to these. So I'm just going to draw it in quickly. In red. There's a couple of lines missing from that. So there we go. I'm just going to put in a couple of missing lines. Oh no, it's just the one. So yeah, let me show you the solution. So that's a 1 triangle puzzle, and so you can sort of see it could have gone. Oh, this hand here. So the red line could have curved there, like that, or it could have gone underneath and up. But there's like 3 choices in that one, and so I'm looking at this going, what does it mean? What does this mean? What does 1 triangle mean? I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to show you a process. I don't know. And I've had ideas, but they don't make any sense. And there can be 1 triangle, there can be 2 triangles, and apparently there can be 3 triangles. What does that mean? Well, the only thing I associate triangles with is 3s. So I thought, well, in this, one area has 2 in, one area has 7 in, so no, yeah, 2 and 7. Alright, maybe it's the root, because they've all got lines in. That doesn't have a line in, so it's not the root. Some of them are even weirder, where you go, what's the difference? I can't even see the difference between the two different out arrangements. So maybe it needs space or something. But what if I draw another one? Alright, I'm just going to draw another one next to it. This is going to be a 2-star one. So I'm just going to draw this one. Right, wrong pen, John. I'm running out of black. Now I should have drawn that a little bit smaller, but whatever. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Let's put the triangles in. That's a whole one. That's a whole one. And that's a whole one. And they're the same. They've got the end there. Let's put that in there. Right. So here's a 2-star puzzle right there. Right there. And you can sort of see there's only 2 gaps in that one. So there's a gap there, there, and there. That's 3 and not 2, isn't it, John? So I'll show you the solution because it's on my phone. This is my solution that I did during the game because there's only so many solutions to these. So you can brute force them all. I shouldn't have brute forced them all, but I did. Maybe putting them next to each other like this might provide some insight. Who knows? And so that is the solution. Why is it the solution? Let's even just look at these two, right? Like that. And I'm looking at it going, what do they have in common? I don't know. Here's another 2-star one. It goes, and so you see the sort of stair arrangement, right? Here's a 1-star one. It's got the stair arrangement, but now it's an extra bit, so you can't really see that. So this is what I'm working with. I'm looking at all the solved puzzles that I found, and I haven't got a bloody clue. I mean, nothing's jumping out at me here. I mean, I'm tempted to make a picture on my computer so they can all sit next to each other so I can see them all at the same time. I could look it up. I don't want to. You see, looking up where the hell the thing I need to click upstairs, which I did. I'm not going to lie. I looked up how to open the... I thought it was the challenge mode, but it's just a box, apparently. Is this challenge mode? Because I'm not winning the challenge, am I? No, this goes underneath. But, what do they have in common? So that one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe that's the amount of bends they've got. So the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking at the bends. That has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the, yeah. That has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1, 2. Oh, no, go back. Stupid phone. That has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. It's not I'm not seeing any patterns between them. I know one thing. The triangles point in a direction. They point up. So he's looking like that. So that's his perspective of the puzzle. And the dots on the bottom left, and the exits on the top right. So we have to approach this upside down, but the puzzles have a right way up. And I don't know if that makes any difference, but it's a note, right? Things like squares, they're the same from every angle, but those triangles are not because they have a tip. If I turn this to the side, it's suddenly a play button. But yeah, he's clearly sitting at the bottom. Can I see any other things like that? Like sometimes they're surrounded in 1, sometimes they're surrounded in 4, sometimes more than that, sometimes they're in 2s, sometimes they're in 3s. Not only that, but I've not had any puzzles with more... No, that's a lie. I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you. Because it is appropriate. Yeah, I'm going to go right to the start, I am. And I'm going to keep a lookout for the other puzzle in here so I can take a photograph of it. There's definitely one in the jungle. I'm glad I moved on. Oh god, I have to learn the triangles. I mean, it'll be on a rock or something. What's that? Those are crates, of course. Now, there might be more new stuff, for all I know. Outside. Bloody triangles. So there's one in that lift. I think there's one thrown around here somewhere. If I don't see it, that's fine. Well, I guess it's not. It's something I'm supposed to do. So frustratingly, the video I've thrown away because I wanted to continue. I shouldn't have. I should have figured out what the triangle did. Problem is I'm in a little bit of a rush because later today XCOM releases and obviously I want to record that as soon as possible if I want views. And I mean, I hate to be that cynical about it, but as somebody who basically doesn't have a user base, the only way for me to get views.
Therefore, I thank you, my God, because you make clear to me that there is no other way of approaching you except that which to all humans, even to the most learned philosophers, seems wholly inaccessible and impossible. For you have shown me that you cannot be seen elsewhere than where impossibility confronts and obstructs me. O Lord, you, who are the food of the mature, have given me courage to do violence to myself, for impossibility coincides with necessity, and I have discovered that the place where you are found unveiled is girded about with the coincidence of contradictories. This is the wall of paradise, and it is there in paradise that you reside. The wall's gate is guarded by the highest spirit of reason, and unless it is overpowered, the way in will not lie open. Thus, it is on the other side of the coincidence of contradictories that you will be able to be seen, and nowhere on this side. If, therefore, impossibility is necessity in your sight, O Lord, there is nothing which your sight does not see. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
Neat, that was one I hadn't heard before. Have I heard this one?
The relation between the controller and the control...
Yes, I have. That's cool though. So I just wanted to make sure there was nothing in that. Right. Triangles. God damn. And it is, again, it's sort of wonderful how when you don't know what a symbol means in these puzzles, it just feels like the game's cheating. Like, oh, it's thrown up a fake. It's a fake puzzle. Of course it's a fake puzzle. I know people have sincerely solved the triangle puzzle, so it's not a fake puzzle, it's real. I just don't know what they mean. The cheekiest one is the 1x1 one. There's a 2 triangle puzzle that's 1 by 1. What git? So yeah, it's a bit of a weird start, but let's go back all the way to the start. So run on down. There might be new stuff for all I know. I don't think there will be. I think it'll be in the mountain. Triangle puzzles. It had to be a triangle puzzle. I bet it's really simple. I bet it's something that's obvious as well, but maybe it's a block Okay, no, because I was going to say maybe it's... This doesn't make any sense. Maybe the number 3. Maybe it's the sides. Maybe it's the block count. Because all the puzzles I've seen are 1s. And that apparently somehow determines the shape. Somehow. They don't all have 2s in. Obviously, otherwise that would be a pattern I'd be able to pick up on. Where am I? Where is the beginning? I think it's over here. Yeah, so I spent, like, because at work I have access to my videos, obviously, on the internet. I looked through them quickly to see what lasers I had, and that's when I was like, I've got 11 lasers! What? So I just looked it up. But, and only to find I'm an idiot. I know there's something up with the lake as well, but I'm not entirely sure what. Triangles. Yeah, so I'll show you what I saw at the beginning, and I'm sure there's a couple more of those about. Because it's right there in episode 1, but you don't see it. Oh, John, you went back somehow. Where are you going? No, I don't know the way, but at least I did that. And I did the shipwreck. And I found a 5th cinema video. Well, that was a shipwreck, but still. I've achieved some things recently, I just don't know what I'm doing. Not sure what the comfy seats are all about. They're all... Because I've looked all the way around the world, bear in mind, when I was stuck. I went everywhere. Doesn't mean I know my way around. Apparently I do not, but... Doesn't mean I recognise some things. I have some pattern recognition. I recognise sofas. I know because I accidentally picked it up that something happens when you close that gate. Not entirely sure. But something. So I could try and do that now. But first, here is what I found. Because I thought it had something to do with the start of the game. And look, what are they? They're triangles, that's what they are. Oh, and this. Oh look, triangle puzzles, yay! Of which I have no goddamn clue how to solve. That would have been hilarious if it worked. Also, that's a really weird noise. Right, so I might have to try and get hints off my brother on what the triangles do so I can carry on. But what I think I might do is turn these off. Can I turn these off? I don't think I can turn them off. I've lost the way now. It appears to only be able to be on. So I don't know of any way to close the gate. If I take that away... yeah, what happens, John? I can't continue, that's what happens. No, it's not, is it? Why? It just shuts the thing, it doesn't make any difference, that's the point I was trying to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break, because I'm achieving nothing here, I need to know, so I might look up some pictures, some more, something. I've got I can't keep going on like this. I really can't. Ah. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. It's been an interesting, I guess it's been half an hour. So the first thing I did was I spent 5 minutes looking at my phone, looking at those pictures, those 6 pictures I got. I kept saying 7, I've got 6 pictures. I know where more are, but I just didn't collect them. And eventually I spoke to my brother, who's already finished the game, and who's sort of grumpily waiting for me to finish. And I was like, what? He phoned me up because he wanted to give me a hint, sort of thing. We had a conversation about XCOM as well. But he accidentally said, oh, I know, he figured out, literally, the first time he saw the panel, he figured out what the triangle did. But he accidentally said, no, I was counting the sides, and then he realised what he did. So I was like, oh, sides. Okay, no, I can't unhear sides, can I? And then I look at the pictures after the phone calls ended, and I've counted the sides. I went out my way, like, that's got 3 sides, that's got 4 sides. They're inconsistent. What's he looking at with the sides? And so what I do is I went, screw it. I find screenshots to all of those panels, because they're the tutorial, right? All the panels, so I can flick through them. Would be nice having one picture. That might have helped. Who knows? But I just can't. It's just not going in. Nothing's going in. It's not obvious to me. And so I tried to look at a sort of hint thread. Reddit has a well-made hint threads where people have done layers, so they don't want to tell you the answer, just kind of give you a little clue. I don't even know if I want to look at hints. Maybe I'll just figure it out. But what I do is I hover over something, and the hint is in the URL down the bottom, like the potential URL that you and yeah, I read it. So yeah, that was a boneheaded move on my part. So I'm not gonna lie and go, oh, oh yeah, no, it makes sense. No, I read it, and I'm an idiot for reading it. I just needed a nudge, and I had that nudge, to be honest. It's sides. That's all I could have. I'll show you. Well, I'll show you the 2 examples I've got, actually. The triangle here, 2 triangles in. It's being touched by 2 sides. This one is being touched by 1. So possibly, I was overthinking it quite a lot. But in that case, so this, that would count. And then I'd do that. That doesn't make sense. Like so. I'm missing one more person. Oh, no. Ooh. Cool. And I'm happy to say I don't know anything about this, which is finally. Do you think that was something I should have been able to solve right at the very beginning then? Because that's really easy. Like, that triangle puzzle was really easy once I knew the answer. But of course it was. Let's go to the mountain. It would have been nice. It's my own fault, but what it is, it's a denial of figuring out myself. Which, like, I should have just been patient. It's because I'm trying to rush. I did it to myself. I just wanted to. It's just, yeah. I've got no excuse. I don't have a good excuse. if I wasn't looking up hints, I could have just asked my brother for a clear one, and I could have just not. I could have just slept on it. There's no reason I need to just keep recording. Just learn the damn game, John. Yeah, I am going to beat myself up for it for a while. That's a given. So let's go check out the challenges. And of course, in doing that, I've told myself where all the panels are as well. That was a sort of victim of my... What are you doing, John? Where's the first place I went up there? A victim of me being stuck and trying out ideas is that I'm going to remember where some of the panels are. There we go. And look, I can solve it. See, first thing I would have done was that, and that would have been wrong. Then I would have tried a different side. I would have tried that, and would have been right. And I probably would not have understood. But maybe if I did it, then it might have just sunk in at some point. Who knows? I don't, because I ruined it for myself. Go to the mountain, John, and stop whining. The thing is, I guess what I was trying to, I was trying the sides and I was adding up the edges as well. Where the hell are you going? Go to the mountain. And I guess what I was trying to do would have been too complicated to make puzzles out of anyway. Whereas I guess touching one side does make sense. I think I was also getting fixated on the whole 3 thing as well because of triangles. It's all my fault. Whatever. Let's go in. Let's find something new. I'm guessing there's more of those pillars about as well. Now, if I start having a streak of doing well, we'll see if that happens, then I might be able to finish it. Apparently, but again, the same conversation with my brother. He thinks, yeah, I possibly do. But I have tried to impress upon him that of each hour playing, I have to do an hour of not playing. So the amount of time I have is cut in half. That is if I want to play XCOM immediately, which I guess I should do, because the quicker I get a video up, the quicker, you know, the better I do for views, as somebody who doesn't get a lot of views. Yeah, so I have to look that up as well, but that, I made a decision to look that up. I'm happy with that decision. Because who knows how long it would have taken me to actually find that. It's in a clever place. Like, you can't, but I wouldn't have thought to look. Whereas the triangle one is solvable, figure-outable. My favourite thing is figuring out the stars and the tri-symbol. Finally going, I know what the tri-symbol does. But to do that, the only way I figured out the tri-symbol was by going to the panels. So that sort of says a lot. Like I needed them in a row. No, I didn't. Hang on. I figured out on I needed a more complex puzzle. That's what I needed. I'm making excuses again. Let's go to new stuff. Oh yes, we've got hot tea. I can't drink that because it's boiling. Alright. Yeah, I wouldn't have figured out with that. I don't think I would have guessed it on that puzzle. Let's just open the door, John. It's literally a picture of a door. Still, I knew this place was going to exist. Hello! Well, I saw it. And I guess I know where I am now. Is this the challenge area or what? That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Huh. Alright, nope. I got it. Lovely, lovely. It's gotten a little bit easier for me. And of course, I'm on my way to the windmill, I guess. Yay for new stuff. Alright, I'm happier now. I have choices and everything. Oh, look at all the choice I have. Look at all the puzzles I can do. It's wonderful. Let's pick this one. Oh, look at that. That work? Okay, that has to do something. Ideally, it'd get rid of. No, it has to be one of the. It has to be the green, right? Alright, but if I get rid of green, there's still too many of them. Oh, of course. I didn't even think about that. Right. Still not super keen on those ones. Yeah, it's like someone broke it down. Lovely. Right. Okay, they can be either way up, so let's say we glue them together, but not to make the 6, but a different angle. To make that, right? Yep. And then we put the L in, and it doesn't make any sense, John. Let's put the L in there. Doesn't make any sense, John. Okay. Put the L there. We put 3 here and 3 there. Ah, bollocks. Look at that. Look how close that is. Getting that is trivial. Unless it's a part of the puzzle. Right. So, what if I turn that around? That still doesn't work, does it? Needs to be here. Oh no, it does. It goes... Where does it go? It goes there, and then there. No, it doesn't work. There, and then... Huh. It doesn't matter where I put the L. I don't think. But it makes more sense up here. Well, like that. That's not the way it's up, John. That would be stupid. So that. Oh, you were right the first time. Maybe I do need that one. Can I reach it all? Well, like, put the L there. Put the L there. And then... well, that already doesn't make any sense, but... Why would you... Yeah, oh no, L there. Put these there. I know it's wrong now, but I'm testing out a theory like that. Well, it works, you just can't get to the end, John, can you? So, it's wrong. I'm sorry, how did you get that again? No, that does make sense. Right, alright. Let's change the angle of this. So now, it is... like this. Right, so we do that. We make the L. Then we put that there and its friend on top. Bollocks. And we did that, which is a little better, but incorrect. Okay. We do the same thing. Like that. Wonderful. Okay. Yes. The inner, not the outer. Lovely. Oh, I've been putting this off. This bastard. Is that a colour? I just want to check something. Oh, none of them flash. Cool. Ah, screw that one. We'll come back to it. Then it has to be there. Okay. Try that again, shall we? John, that's not threes, is it? They're overlapping. Also, it's wrong. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That don't work, do it? Does it? And I don't know if that center counts or not. Two, three. Right. That wouldn't make any sense anyway. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's interesting, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't work, John. That blatantly counts, isn't it? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. It needs this in it. Which means it needs to have that. How would that work otherwise? Unless I did this. Okay. Oh, yes. have to assume I'm allowed to. I have to assume I'm allowed to. What? Does this go in 1 or 2? Do I have to? It's either one or the other. Try again. This time I'm going to include it. Like so. Lovely. It's quite big, isn't it? Right. Some of these will come quick, apparently. Gonna have a look at some more puzzles. It's been a cave in. Ooh, look at that. Okay. They cannot change direction, so let's go for the most obvious pattern, which is that. Given that that has to clip in a certain way, there's only so many ways that can fit on. So let's do it from that perspective. Oh, either it could be that, plus the thing, or the other way around. So let's do that. There isn't going to be a lot of space, is there? Or, yeah, how's this going to work, eh? They can't turn. John, they can turn because they can all be in the middle. Make a square. They can't all be in the middle. Yeah, they can. They can be like this. Not this exact shape, but something like that. So, make something with that. Apparently I'm not. I was gonna say I'm gonna let you go. Right. That blocks both off. And that. No, I'm going to let you go. I need a rest, unfortunately. It's been a long day. I want to have a look, though. What I can do. Just before I let you go. There's that. But what was beyond? Just because I'm curious. These better not be sand puzzles. Right, I know it's. I just want to see how ridiculously hard the next puzzle is. Okay. There we go. I'm not doing that just yet. Nor am I doing that. I'm just trying to investigate. Just having a quick look at all the puzzle types, that's all. These look like sound puzzles with no sounds. I know what this is. Yeah. Whatever. These seem like a good one to start. But yeah, let's go back. I don't want to go too far forwards. I was just curious, that's all. So let's go back. Let's do it all properly in order on the next episode. So I'm going to say... Hang on, can I say that? Where the hell am I? Let's... Oh, this is cool, having so many quests. Right. Oh, look at this! Oh, I want to know where this goes. Damn. No, we figured this out. Go back, do them in order. Do them in order, John. This is really neat, though. No, John, do them in bloody order. Right. I'm trying to say goodbye here. I've lost where the start is. Wow, I've completely lost myself. Come on, John. As soon as you get an inkling, you'll let people go. Like a nice kidnapper. There we go. We're not even starting with these, those. We are going to be starting with... I guess it doesn't matter. So, I'm John Proxy on channel John West. I've been having a witness adventure. I'll see you next time.